Welcome to Tech Fashion Special, where we explore groundbreaking ideas shaping Africa's future. Today, we are discussing how digital financial solutions are transforming the landscape for African small medium enterprises, tackling financial inclusion, cross-border payments, and fintech innovations that empower businesses to scale. My name is Gabriella Michael. All right, joining us today actually on Tech Fashion Special is Beatrice Bota. She is the CEO of Bridge Technologies and Ghana's FinTech Female Personality of the Year, of course. And with vast experience in FinTech and a mission to revolutionize financial access for businesses across Africa, she's here to share insights on the challenges, the opportunities, and the future of digital finance for SMEs. I'm talking about small, medium enterprises.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And of course, I must say congratulations on your award. It was obviously well deserved.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It means a lot.
Obviously well deserved. Okay, let's dive straight into it. If we're talking about your experience, obviously that obviously warranted the award. You have a brilliant experience when it comes to the field of in fintech, obviously, especially in empowering SMEs. It is obviously really impressive. So let's dive straight into the big picture. What are the biggest financial challenges African SMEs face today? And of course, how can digital solutions bridge these gaps?
Okay, thank you for the question. So, African SMEs, we know that most of them are not in the digital space. So, the challenges they face mostly are affordable credit. They also face high transaction costs, and there is also limited cross-border payment options for them. So because most of them are not online, getting their financial record becomes a challenge to them. So in the fintech space, what we are looking to do, especially for entrepreneur women, mostly, is to onboard them, bring them to the digital space. So we've come up with a solution that gives them a one-stop shop, everything that they need. The bigger idea is that we do not want to change what they already know. You know that these SMEs are used to bookkeeping, they are used to cash collections and things. So, in developing a product that will be embraced by such sector, what you need to do is not to think of replacing what they have, but actually bringing something they are already familiar with. So, in the fintech space, we know that most these SMEs are signed up by the US commercial services in all countries, the American embassies across Africa. So, what we do is that we have a platform that we've designed and developed tailor made for them, which let them keep their financial record. It gives them payment options, it gives them accounting, it gives them insights to whatever they are doing. So what the fintechs normally do is that we partner with the US commercial services since they have this database. Then we gather all these women or men who are into the SMEs who are not in the digital space. We present the solution to them, we onboard them, and we take it from there.
Now, that's really brilliant. That's definitely really brilliant. Now, talking about the onboarding process and, of course, inducting SMEs into all of this, with Africa's SME sector contributing over 80% of jobs in some economies, the potential for fintech to drive financial inclusion is definitely massive. I mean, that's the reason why opportunities like this are surfacing. However, many small business owners here have this issue of still relying on informal savings and, of course, credit systems. How can fintech solutions blend digital innovation with this traditional financial benefits, to ensure a mass adoption, especially in the SME sector?
Yes. So, as I already mentioned, that when you want to succeed in the market, you do not change anything they are used to. You rather add value to what they are doing. So fintech has an adverse or product, a lot of product diversification in the market. For me, I'm coming from Bridge. We specialize in tailor-made solutions that will onboard businesses, whether you are registered or unregistered, to use our financial platform. We have other partners that we have partnered with, like Digital Credit Management, that is DCM, that they can give digital or say finance to support these SMEs. So how the fintech play a role is that when they are on our platform, it gives you the digital analysis, how their transaction traffics are at the end of the day, how much volume they are able to collect. It gives you an insight or even projections into the future, looking at how viable the business is. So based on these financial records, the fintechs can export or share data per the consent of the business. Then it will eliminate the traditional way of bringing a property or something like a collateral for these savings. So the fintechs are rather, we are joining together. I have a platform that aggregate their daily transaction history. Then another credit union like Fido, like DCM, who do lending, online lending and things, they will need this data in order to assess if they are viable for a credit or not. So, in as much as we are helping, we also integrate them part during this innovative development.
Oh, great. Now, speaking of financing and, that is also something that's one of the biggest struggles when it comes to small business owners. Now, how are digital lending platforms like, the different ones and obviously Bridge Association changing the game for SMEs that may not have access to traditional bank loans? For
Yes.
SMEs that may
So
not have access to
digital
traditional bank
platforms
loans.
are actually giving them the online presence. So let me use a case study. A kiosk in my area, a fashion designer who sells, she or he sells very well, but people are not seeing her work. So we have come up with a platform. Most of the fintechs across Ghana and Africa has provided a mini storefront for these SMEs. So when you sign up, the sign up or the onboarding is not tedious because we know that most of these businesses are unregistered. That's why they don't have access to these financial credits or loans out there. So the onboarding process becomes so seamless for them to use. And based on that, we can gather your transaction literacy or data, and we know that data is king when it comes to fintech. So with this data, with your history, with how you go about your daily activities, it gives an insight to this lending platform, and it eliminates the cumbersome way of the traditional banking where you need to bring a sponsor, you need to bring a collateral, you need to bring so many things before you are even given access to loan. So based on your own daily operations, this gives you a platform that you can export your data. You can go to any lending platform, upload this data because they ask some very easy questions like how much do you process in a day, what is your TPV, what is your TPC, all those things. So with this digital platform, you are able to gather all this in information in as much as even graphs to show to them, and that sets as a sort of guarantee for them to give you the credits because they have, it gives them an overview or high level insight into your business and the viability of your business, and these are all possible because of digital solutions.
Now, talking about digital solutions, we cannot obviously talk about fintech, digital solutions, and not obviously address the issue of digital wallets. Now, we've seen a massive rise, of course, in mobile money transactions and platforms across Africa. But despite this growth, despite all of these easy to access methods and easy to access tools that obviously are there for these people to see, we still see a whole lot of small businesses mostly struggle with payment integration. What do you think needs to be done to change, or what do you think needs to change to make SMEs fully embrace digital transactions? Because it seems like it's either we're having trust issues there or they just are not just ready to embrace it wholly.
Okay, so yes, one of the obvious problem you've highlighted is trust, mix of trust. These SMEs are okay doing their business. I collect my cash. At the end of the day, it is in my pocket. I know how much I owe, or I know how much I've made within the day. And then coming to use digital platforms, some have the misconception that in the past, based on their experience, some of these platforms have scammed them. So it doesn't give them the actual assurance of onboarding on such platform. So to curb this, regulatory approval is one of the key success for to bring about trust between these SMEs and we in the fintech providing solutions. So one of the things we keep telling them or putting out on the table is, let me use Bridge as an example. We are a licensed PSP by the Bank of Ghana. We are also approved to test in the sandbox to facilitate cross-border bill payments. So when you give these kind of assurances, physical assurances to these SMEs, it helps them to gain trust in you and begin to onboard. Also, when you teach them how to use these tools, sometimes it's not even mainly about trust, it's about using it, because there is a perception out there that this is for the elite. Those of us market women or those of us in these small businesses, we don't need this. Some also say you need much education. Others are saying you need a lot of internet to be able to access this. So based on this, all these market responses, we make a tailor-made solutions for them. One, to make sure that any platform that you are signing on is highly regulated. If it is in the Nigeria, CBN has issued this particular fintech or payment platform a license. If it's in the Ghana, Bank of Ghana, Tanzania, Bank of Tanzania. Aside that, we give them the assurance that we are not changing what you are doing. This will give you a digital way to do your bookkeeping. It will give you a digital way to see how much you've collected and also how conveniently you can pay out to your mobile money wallet or even your bank account. So education, trust, and also assurance is a way to get them on board on a digital solution.
And I'm definitely sure, obviously, these qualities that you've mentioned can be found with Bridge Technologies.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so still talking, let's do a little focus, okay? Shedding more light on big technologies and some basic financial management tools that we can obviously find with Bridge Technologies. In what ways does Bridge Technologies actually incorporate financial management tools into its services to assist SMEs, of course, in better managing their finances and fostering growth? Because it's not just about trying to get loans. It's not just about trying to carry out transactions for their businesses. We need to actually talk about, you talked about the qualities of trust, you talked about assurance. Now, for these people, to actually get to use your tools, it's not just about them trying to, make find a medium for them to carry out transactions for their businesses. There should be other benefits associated to it, other benefits that actually fosters growth in their businesses and of course helps them manage their finances. And let's just not look at it as if it's all about just coming to take loans and receive or send money.
Sure, thank you. So let me give a brief about Break Technologies. Break Technologies Inc. is a Pan African company. We have our holding company in the US, Delaware, and we have branches in Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Nigeria, Ghana, and South Africa. And we have more coming on board. So, Bridge, because we have offices across all these markets, we face a lot of challenges like most businesses face. It is easy for you to travel by air to Nigeria than to pay somebody in Nigeria or come to Nigeria and use your Ghana city. So Bridge playing in this space for the past 3 years, we've come up with two main solutions for the African markets. The first one is intra-Africa remittance. We know that we rely solely on the dollar, and sometimes conversion rate makes transaction cost very high. So we have developed an innovative product called Bridgex, simply currency swap, like the Asian day barter trade. You have a hair which costs 100 cedis. I have a watch which costs 100 cedis. At this time, I need a watch. You need a hair. So we instantly swap. That is the innovation we have come to the market with. So that is one product. It is now fostering cross-border payments, cross-border remittance seamlessly. So we started with this. We got an approval from the Central Bank of Nigeria. where we started with Momo PSB from Nigeria. So as we speak, we've partnered with Momo PSB, and you can send money from Nigeria into 13 African countries as we speak now, and receive from 6 African countries back to Nigeria. And this is a way curbing the cross-border transactions, because a merchant in Nigeria who has a supplier in Tanzania can now confidently go to their mobile app solution or Momo PSB and try and pay this merchant. It will give you this naira rate to the Tanzania shilling at once. If you agree, you progress and you do it. This innovation was also embraced by the Bank of Ghana, which we put in during the 3i summit that they had. And now we've been given the approval to test the Ghana cedi to the Naira and the Naira to the Ghana cedi as well. You may ask me, what is this, or how is this going to benefit SMEs? It has now opened the Nigeria and the Ghana corridor now. So you can seamlessly, there is no need for you now to go and look for USD and come to Nigeria. And when you get to Nigeria, you change it to Naira. No, with your mobile wallet, you can load your CDs. And when you get to Nigeria, you can confidently change your CD into Naira and pay suppliers there. Aside that, we have a platform we call Pay Bills Africa. That's what I said. Fintechs are now coming together, forming synergy to solve problem in Africa, because the bigger vision is to let Africans live borderless. So we have a pay bills platform that's allowed these SMEs to sign up in all the markets we are across, being in Tanzania, be it in Kenya, be it in Nigeria, be it in Ghana. And when you sign up, because we are legally or regulated by the central bank, we give you the opportunity to do local collections in these countries as if you never left. So our pay bills platform have a feature of invoicing. As I keep saying, if you want to make progress in the market, don't change what the market already knows. So they are used to invoicing. We are adding value to them. The platform is giving them invoice with an embedded pay link. So now, instead of you doing a hard copy invoice, you can do a digital invoice to Hope in Nigeria to pay for your service in Ghana. We also give them transaction histories. You see, most of these SMEs, sometimes they put their children, sometimes they put their house helps to help them sell. This transaction history comes with a feature that nobody can delete it. If somebody pays you and it's recorded, it will be there forever. We also give them pay link with an embedded feature. So those, we see that most of these SMEs are on Instagram. So the solution again gives you a link to embed it in your bio. After you do your offline transaction with your people, then they can tap off the link and pay you. We've also seen that crowdfunding is something these SMEs come together to do. So the platform that we've brought to the market to also give them to create payment campaigns where they can blast through social media network, whether being WhatsApp or emails, for people to actually tap on it and contribute to whatever they are doing. So in the nutshell, Bridge has two main products: cross-border remittance product that deals strictly with African currency. It doesn't include the dollar. And two, we have a merchant aggregation platform where we bring these businesses on it, give them the tools they need, the things they're already doing manually. We've digitalized it for them to use and also be okay. So in markets that we operate, you can conveniently collect. And our first innovative product too, we are liaising with banks across Africa to put it on their platform, just to eliminate this cross-border trade barriers.
Okay, this is really impressive, I must say. I don't think I've actually heard this much amazing features in one particular innovation. That is truly amazing, I must definitely say. Now, in all of this, you mentioned the rise of fintech organizations actually collaborating together, working in synergy, and that is truly remarkable. That's something obviously we've been looking forward to. Now, in Africa also, we've also seen a whole lot of fintech companies that like Flutterwave and I think Chipper Cash actually, that have obviously revolutionized cross-border payments. Now let's focus a bit on regulatory shifts. Let's talk about some hurdles when it has to do with regulatory framework. Now, like I talked about, Flutterwave and Chippercat are actually changing it when it has to do with cross-border payments. But yet, again, many SMEs will still struggle with some sort of fragmented payment systems, the regulatory framework hurdles here and there. If we imagine a future where a Ghanaian trader seamlessly transacts with a Kenyan supplier using a single borderless digital wallet, what are the key technological and also regulatory shifts that we need to make this a reality?
Okay, so yes, that is the feature, or that is what we are heading towards, fintech ecosystem. Africa has a lot of, like, 51 countries with 49 currencies differently, and the regulatory framework in all the countries are differently. So in order to break even, or in order to get this solution for these SMEs, it still boils down to partnership, because you cannot be licensing all these countries across, and regulatory or licensing costs huge amounts of money, investment, before you can even get one license from a central bank. So the bigger picture is, and Bridge is playing in this space, we have taken it upon ourselves to work with all the regulatory bodies across Africa. We've started with Nigeria, we were successful. We've started with Ghana, we are in the sandbox. Rwanda, recently, we secured an approval which will be out very soon. In Tanzania, we were invited by the Tanzanian Bank of Tanzania to demo our innovative products. In Kenya, we partner with KCB to go to the Central Bank of Kenya, CBK, to get this approval. So the regulatory barrier is what is blocking this fintech, letting us have, let's say, one solution across all. So we cannot do it in a day. It has to be gradual process. And these central banks are also willing to work with fintechs, provided we are regulatory compliant. So what Bridge has done is that, as I mentioned to you, our vision is to make Africa live borderless. Now, we've been able to ensure mobile money interoperability between Nigeria and Ghana. We are sitting in between the two giant telcos. MTN Ghana is called Mobile Money Limited. They have a lot of subscribers in Ghana now. So they can conveniently send money to Nigeria without a glitch. All that they need is to get a mobile wallet. And with their CD, they can do that. So after this pilot, we are open to open it to Ghana CD, to, let's say, Tanzanian shillings, let's say, to Rwanda franc. So the where we are playing it is like we are doing partnership in relation to regulation. That's the only way you can do it, because we speak different language, we have different regulatory dynamics. So we are packaging this cross-border solution in a form of an API. So we come to your country, we demo it for you, we get the approval, we give it to the telcos, we give it to the banks, we give it to other fintechs. We behave as we are the hub. They plug in us, and with their local wallets, they can be able to pay other currencies. Because one thing the central bank does not want to see is that you are carrying multiple wallets. Because you cannot, as a Nigerian, cannot have a Ghana Cedi wallet if you don't have a Ghana card, and it's the same across all African countries. So you need to secure the approval, play it with the industry players there, like the telcos and the banks, who already have done KYC and aggregated these people, and they have their wallets. Then with your solution, they can pay from their local currency to all African currency. So the fintech ecosystem is where we are heading towards to.
Okay, so be bold, be confident, be willing to work, and do not run away from any challenges. Obviously, remarkable words to live by. And I'm pretty sure all the women obviously watching us right now have jotted down a lot of lessons. I myself have also learned a lot, especially trying to thrive in the world of setting up innovations for SMEs, the small media enterprises. Okay. I mean, if there's anything I would take from what he said, you mentioned something about do not bring change to do not bring change to people. what the market already knows, actually. So that it's still definitely something I'd hold on to. Anyways, it's been a remarkable discussion here with Beatrice Bota, the COO rather, of Big Technologies, and of course, Ghana's fintech female personality of the year. All right, guys, it's been a remarkable time here on Tech Fashion Special. Until we see you again next time, do have a wonderful day.